Good afternoon. This is the third video in the installment of 4 videos for training on DBQ Online. Today, what we're going to be doing is going over the rubric or creating rubrics for your classes and each class assignment. So once you're signed in, which everybody knows how to do that, down at the bottom on the left, it has my rubrics and district rubrics. So first off, I want you to click on the district rubrics. Now, when that comes up, it's going to most likely show you, if you're part of PG County, which all 3 of you are, it's going to show you 2 different rubrics, okay, that are given to us to use. Okay, and this first one is a 2-point rubric, and this is for only CRs, and it's only for 8th graders. The other one is a 4-point rubric for CRs as well. Now, these are pre-made for you rubrics. However, if you feel like you need to make one yourself and you want to design it and put your own information in there, you can. Now, I would state that it is very important to look over what the county is giving you based on their rubrics, because you don't want to go off of the curriculum and what they're expecting teachers in social studies to do. So you can always preview the pre-made rubrics, okay? But what I really want to do is to show you how to make one, because you might have to in the future. So if you click on my rubric, okay, it'll actually bring up the same page. And here's your first trick. Whether you're in my district rubric or my rubric, it comes up the same. There is a button here that says create rubric. You just click on that button. And this will give you a number of different options, okay? So first off, you get to pick between analytical and holistic. Okay, so again, the analytical is a rubric, provides feedback on comments on components. So it's a performance criteria based on each component. The holistic rubric assesses student work as a whole, so it's all together. Now, the analytical is, that's what I would go with. Based on your classes, is based on your comfort, is based on your students, is what you're really going to be choosing. So that's kind of up to you on what you want. You can name it whatever you want. You can do it by class. You can do it by your name, whatever. You can name it whatever you feel comfortable naming it. Now, scoring, how many performance levels are there? You can make it as many performance levels as you need to, up to 10. 10 is the max. So if you're grading on a scale of 1 to 5, which, 1 to 4, 1 to 5 is usually where it starts. If you want to modify that, you absolutely can. You can go up to 10. The display of the performance levels is horizontal on the top or a vertical on the top. You can pick that. And again, do you want to include scores? Obviously, you will say yes for that because you're going to have to grade these. Score increments, I would assume, are 1 point at a time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, especially if, you're using one of the smaller numbers like 5, that splits into 20 percentiles. So you're only going to want to go every 1 point. Would you like to include 0? It's on no, but honestly, I do like to include 0. So, if nothing's written at all, that's why you use that 0. And when I see that, I'm making sure to myself that I can put in a good number of comments. So then it says ascending or descending. This is the direction of the scores. So do you want the lower scores at the top, or do you want the higher scores at the top? That's, again, completely up to you, your class, how you feel about what you want to put in, okay? And then how many performance criterion are in your rubric? So those are the different components, and they actually give you examples. Performance criteria are specific elements with larger performance tasks that are measurable and worthy of assessment. For analytic rubric for an essay, examples of performance criteria might be thesis, organization, mechanics, or even topic sentence. I usually break it down into each sentence, right? So there's a guideline in our county that gives you a breakdown of how an essay should be written, and social studies did this, and that's a really great piece of information for not just the students but the teachers, because now it really lets us specify and help the students get exactly where they need to be. Well, we can use that as our rubric as well, so we could take those and plug them in here, so you can make as many as you need. You know, again, 10 is the max though, so you got to be careful. You can't just think, all right, I'm gonna make 25. It's not gonna work like that. 10 is the max, so I'm gonna put it back to 5. Now, once you have everything that you want from this, all you're going to do is you're going to click the build rubric. Oh, I have to put in the name. I forgot. Let's do a test run. This is what we're going to call this one, test run. So you build rubric. And now what you see is I left it as a lower number to a higher number. So here's the lower number. Here are the higher numbers. Okay. And as you go over, see, you go 4 to 0. Okay. You can put notes and instructions right here, right? And type it in right here. And you can put descriptions here of what or how the students are going to be graded based on, right, what you're being asked for. Now, add a performance criteria. You can add something. Of course, it'd be a good thing to name everything. Personally, I would have the bigger numbers first, the smaller numbers going down, cascading from up to down, but you could do it either way, however you feel comfortable. So this is the criteria, this is the level. Okay, so level 0, level 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, going across, and you just make breakdowns for each of these going from 0 to 4 for every single one. Okay. And then you obviously count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because we said there's going to be 5 criteria. So there's 5 here, 5 criteria, and you're going to have, right, a number of these from all the way from 0 to 4. So 5 there, you got 5 here. So you got some boxes to fill in, but it does really break down how a student knows or needs to know what they're going to do to be successful. So all you do is plug in whatever you have written. And if you get a rubric from the, say, system, from the schools or the district, what you can do is you can take theirs and modify it, right? If you think it's good, but you want, you have a lot more special ed students and you want to modify those numbers, make everything maybe a little bit easier, or say you have gifted and you want to make everything a little bit harder because you don't think you'll challenge them enough. You can modify those, and here's how you would make your rubric. You just take those pieces, put it in here and modify it. And then once you have all your descriptions done, all you do is, first off, you would save as a draft. Okay, you would save it as a draft, because when you edit it, you can still go back. And the only thing about this is you don't have to worry about copying anything because this is just a built-in rubric. So every student can be put on this rubric, or you can grade it based on this rubric. Okay, so this is a really good creative tool. Now, the district rubric is very easy. You simply click the review. Look at this. It gives you the levels. You get a 2, you get a 1, you get a 0. They have the descriptions here. You can write a comments here. They'll show you the score. They'll return to rubric. That's it. This is a 2-point rubric based on the 8th grade, but this is only for 8th grade. But the county gives these, I mean, it's broken down very simply, very straightforward. However, if you feel like, hey, I need to do something else, you can create a rubric. Now, something I would do, and you can't do this with others, like your assignments, is you can't copy and paste. So to copy and paste, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to keep this as a draft, open this up, and then go back and open up another Google DBQ Online, right? And you'll go to your other class, say our master's class. You'll go to my rubrics, okay? But check it out, there's the test run. So it does connect. However, when I say copy and paste, if you want to modify each rubric for each class, what you can do is you can open this one up. So this is in a different class. Okay, this one is in the master's class, right? Now you technically don't have to do this, but it's easiest to have two tabs open. So the one tab, this tab, which looks the same, this one is technically in our internship training course. This tab is in the master class. So it's two different internet tabs open to DBQ. And that means what you can do is you can preview this one. And it's kind of hard to preview it because it shows the boxes so small. So what I would do is click the edit, and now the boxes are bigger. And now you can go to this one and create another rubric. And this time when you create the rubric, you can put all this in real fast, right? And I'll just write test run due to get there. Test run 2. Okay. Build the rubric. Now you have this page. Now we know this page is not the same as this one. Okay. But these boxes with this information, the descriptions, most of the time you will have a lot of similarities. This can save you time by simply copying from one. I'm sorry, let me make it so you can see. Copying from one, pasting to the next. So you can copy each box, go back, paste it to each box, and then just fill it in and then modify it. So say you have 3 or 4 classes that have special needs. Well, you're probably going to want a rubric for those classes. And then you have a general ed classes. So you got a rubric for them. And then you have an honors classes. So you have a rubric for those classes. So you're going to end up needing most likely 3 different rubrics. So what you'll do is you'll create a master rubric out of the one you'll use the most. And then you'll create, right? You'll copy and paste that into another new rubric for, say, special ed or honors or whatever. That'll save you some time, because copying and pasting, as long as you know the Control-C, Control-V, and you have a wireless mouse, you can get it done pretty quick. So this is how you create a rubric. I am not going to publish. I'm going to save it as a draft. So if you have any questions, please post them in the comments section. And I look forward to hearing from you. And have a great day. We only have one more video to go after this one. All right, guys, take it easy.